Hey guys, welcome to my legal classes. This is Ganesh Poojary and today we are going to understand the chapter 1 of Indian Penal Code, which is introduction covered between section 1 to 5. When I say Indian Penal Code, though I am covering chapter 1 now, this is not my first session. I have covered more than 50 classes already on this particular topic, but I have not covered chapter 1. So with this lecture, I would like to cover the entire chapter 1 covering from section 1 to 5 along with beautiful charts. Not taking much of your time, let's get into the first slide. The section 1 of Indian Penal Code discusses about title and extent of operation of the code. Now, what is the title of this code? It is Indian Penal Code. And what is the extent of operation? Earlier, it was to the whole of India except to the state of Jammu and Kashmir. But now, with the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act 2019, the word except the state of Jammu and Kashmir is being removed. Now it is applicable to entire India. That is what you need to understand from section 1. Section 2 of the Act discusses about punishment of offences committed within India. And this section is very easy. It says every person shall be liable to punishment under this code and not otherwise for every act or omission contrary to the provisions thereof, of which he shall be guilty within India. Now, how to understand this section easily? I have a chart for the same. Now, it says if any person does an act or omits an act. Now, doing an act, how it becomes an offense? If somebody is murdering someone with a weapon, now he is doing an action. Now, that is an offense. Or omits an act. Now a person is responsible to give a particular tablet to a person which is very necessary, but he purposefully omits that act so that the person will die. Now such is also an offense. Now if a person does an act or omits an act which is against the provisions of the code, now this is very important. Whatever is mentioned in this code, if such provisions are not done or not managed, if someone is doing something against it, in that case he is liable to punishment when such offense is committed in India. Now if it is not mentioned in the code, then it is not punishable. Now that is what you need to seriously observe. And who is a person here? Anyone who is in India at that particular time. It is not only the citizens of India. Any person who is in India and committing any offense, doing an act or omitting an act in India, they will be punishable as according to the Indian Penal Code. That is considered as offense as under section 2. So the main ingredients or the summary of section 2 is it is applicable to any person who is inside India. That is the first thing. Then we need to have an act which is conducted or an act which is purposefully omitted. Now that is the second part we need to observe, and the provision should be inside Indian Penal Code, otherwise it will be not punishable, and for such offences the person will be liable to punishment. All these aspects need to be observed when we are studying section 2. Coming to section 3, it discusses about punishment of offences committed beyond but which by law may be tried within India. Now the Bare Act provision says any person liable by any Indian law to be tried for an offence committed beyond India shall be dealt with according to the provisions of this code for any act committed beyond India in the same manner as if such act has been committed within India. I have simplified this particular section with the help of chart, and the chart goes this way. A person who is liable by Indian law commits an offence outside India but trial is based on IPC. In such case, the case against such person shall be dealt in the same way as if he has committed such an offence within India. I don't think it can be brought much easier than this. But of course, if we have an illustration, that will definitely make our life easy. Now, one very important aspect you need to observe here is the section is not talking about every citizen. It is talking about any person. Now, any person who is liable by Indian law. See, though we all are Indians, the law is not same for all of us in few aspects. Like for example, we have Hindu Marriage Act, we have different rules among the Muslims, we have again different rule among Christians, like we have different celebrations. Likewise, we have different laws also. Now, as per Hindu Marriage Act, bigamy is not allowed. When a person is having a living wife and not divorced, in that case, he cannot marry another girl. Now, if he does that outside India also, it will be treated same as he has committed bigamy within India. Now he cannot say I am living in USA and I am marrying the second woman. Now that is not possible. When the first wife is alive and she is not divorced, in that case he cannot marry any other girl before she dies or there is a divorce happen between them. Now that is what we need to observe. Now in that case, he is liable to what? He is liable to Hindu Marriage Act, and according to Hindu Marriage Act, bigamy is not allowed, and IPC also speaks offenses related to marriage, which I have already discussed. There also we have understood what is bigamy, and bigamy is an offense. Now though he has committed that offense outside India, because he is liable under Hindu Marriage Act and under IPC, this is an offense, he will be punished as if he has committed bigamy in India only. That is how we need to understand from section 3. Section 4 is the continuation and which increases the scope of Indian Penal Code. This is about extension of code to extraterritorial offences. And here we have three important aspects need to be understood. Now it says the provisions of this code apply also to any offences committed by subsection 1, any citizen of India in any place without and beyond India. Number 2, subsection 2, any person on any ship or aircraft registered in India wherever it may be. And subsection 3, any person in any place without and beyond India committing offense targeting a computer resource located in India. First one, any citizen of India committing an offense as per IPC outside India also punishable. That is the scope available, or extraterritorial offenses are also covered. That is subsection 1. Number 2, if you are committing an offense inside the ship or aircraft, now that is registered under India but not in India, it may be anywhere in the world. Now whatever happens inside that ship or aircraft is also considered as India, and that is a punishable offense under this particular section. And again, if any person sitting outside India and targeting the Indian computer or targeting or hacking some websites, something related to information technology, if he or she is sitting outside India and targeting computer resource, that is also an offense. Now this is an amendment section added after the IT Act 2000. That is a very important provision you need to understand. The act came in 1860 and then there was nothing called internet, but now we have all offenses happening with the computer, etc. So with network or with computer, whatever they are doing, that will also be considered as an offense. That is a very important aspect we need to learn from section 4 subsection 3. Now here the first subsection talks about any citizen committing any offense outside India also covered, and the second subsection and third subsection is any person. Remember, it is not just Indian citizen who is committing something inside the ship of Indian registered or the aircraft which is registered in India. It can be any person. Now when he is inside such ship or aircraft, if he commits any offense, he will be covered under Indian Penal Code. That is the scope. That is the extraterritorial offenses which are covered under Indian Penal Code. And then the third point is also about the same. It can be any person if he is targeting Indian computer. In that case, it is an offense under IPC and he will be punishable under IPC. That is what we need to understand. Now here we have two important explanations. The first one, the word offense includes every act committed outside India, which if committed in India would be punishable under this code. That is what we need to understand. Whenever we say offense, that need to be covered in IPC, and if that is committed in India, if it is punishable, the same way we have to apply it. That is what we need to understand from the A. And then we have B, the expression computer resource shall have the meaning assigned to it in clause K of subsection 1 of section 2 of the Information Technology Act 2000. Now we have to refer IT Act section 2 subsection 1 and clause K for understanding what is computer resource. Now here I have my chart. What does my chart say? It says this code applies to all those offenses any citizen of India committing outside India, any person on any ship or aircraft which is registered in India, or any person from outside India targeting a computer resource located in India. If you observe closely and if you read this chart 2 times, it's very easy to understand section 4. Now what does it say? If a citizen of India committing an offense outside India, that is also punishable if such offense is listed under IPC. Now the second one is, it can be any person. It need not to be a citizen of India. It can be any person who is committing an offense which is listed under Indian Penal Code. And where is he committing such offense? He is committing it in any ship or aircraft which is registered in India. Now the inside space of that ship or aircraft is also considered as India, which is what you need to remember always. That is a very important aspect you need to remember. And if any person is committing any offense as per IPC inside any ship or aircraft which is registered in India, in that case the code will extend to that offense also. And the third one, any person from outside India targeting a computer resource located in India. Again, it can be any person from this world. It need not to be citizen. It can be any person. What is he doing? He is sitting outside India, and what is he doing? He is targeting a computer resource located in India. In that case, that is also covered. That is what you need to understand. And what is an offense, that I have already explained. And what is the definition of computer resource? You need to refer section 2 subclause 1K. Now to understand this computer resource, you have to go to Information Technology Act. That also I have given here. Now coming to the last part of section 4, that is a illustration, beautiful illustration which says A, who is a citizen of India, commits a murder in Uganda. Now A is a citizen of India. Immediately you have to go and refer subsection 1 which says any citizen of India in any place without and beyond India. Now exactly that is the case. A is the citizen. Now he is committing a murder, and where is he committed that? He has committed it in Uganda. Now he can be tried and convicted of murder in any place in India in which he may be found. Now if we can find him anywhere in India, he will be convicted according to the IPC sections and he will be punished. That is what we need to understand from this particular illustration. While section 2, 3 and 4 are discussing about what are covered under Indian Penal Code, section 5 discusses about certain laws not to be affected by this act. And the bare act provision says nothing in this act shall affect the provisions of any act for punishing mutiny and desertion of officers, soldiers, sailors or airmen in the service of the government of India or the provision of any special or local law. To make it easy, I have my chart which says when any officers, soldiers, sailors or airmen punishable for any mutiny or desertion. Now you cannot revolt in army, navy, etc. Now that is mutiny, coming together and doing a strike or something. That is not possible. You cannot do that. If you are doing, that is not okay, that is mutiny. Or desertion, leaving the service and going away. Now if they are punishable under any of the service of the Indian government or provisions of any special law or under the provision of any local law, in that case their IPC will not apply. There the law applicable to such group will be applied. Like for example, we have Indian Army Act, Navy Act, Air Force Act. All of these are conducting court martial for all those mutiny, desertion, etc. for the soldiers, and many other aspects are covered there. Now there Indian Penal Code will not be applicable. There their law will be applicable, which is what we need to understand from section 5.
Papa, you said to enjoy the journey and not to worry about the destinations. What does it mean?
Nishan, when we are trying to achieve something in our life, we should not always worry about the result. We should always enjoy the process. We should always enjoy the small milestones we achieve so that the entire journey becomes beautiful. That is what I meant.
With that, then conclude concluding this session. Please subscribe our channel. Please like, share and comment our videos. Thank you.